So, after the exciting The Hound of the Baskervilles, we are finally at the last novel of our series, The Valley of Fear. So, this novel takes Sherlock Holmes and John Watson to Burlstone this time in order to investigate the death of Sir John Douglas. But why does Sherlock has a special interest for this case? The answer to this lies in the fact that Sherlock received the cipher few days before the death of John Douglas, foreshadowing his impending doom. Also, this is the first novel of the series that gives us a hint of his arch nemesis, Professor Moriarty. So, coming back to the story, our victim, Sir John Douglas, gets killed in his mansion. The mansion is separated from the rest of the city by a water canal, surrounding the mansion on all four sides. The only way of commute is by a privately owned bridge that is drawn up in the evening. The bridge is something that you might have already seen in movies like Bahubali, which means no one can leave or enter the premises after that hour. So, how come such a heinous crime got committed after hours in the first place forms the basic premise of the Valley of Fear. So, here I am telling you about the good and bad of the novel so you can decide for yourself whether to go for it or not. The Good, An Ode to the Study in Scarlet. The novel bears an uncanny resemblance to the writing of A Study in Scarlet and actually doubles down on it. Just like the first novel, this too is divided into two parts: the mystery of the crime and the motivation of the villain, which brings me to my next point: solid plot. The two parts can themselves be their own individual novels as they are very cleverly written. As gripping as the first part is, you don't need it to enjoy the second part as it takes a self sustaining turn and take on the mafia world of the novel. The characters and their motivations are questioned and validated throughout the novel, bringing me to my next point: the side characters. The novel, in both its parts, introduces a lot of characters, some that are directly involved in the gameplay, some just for pushing the story forward, and some just for mere distraction. But the core plot never loses its sight, which may reflect poorly as the readers are left wanting for more, which is my only bad point for the novel. The bad? Convoluted storyboard. The novel introduces so many characters in such a brief time that it becomes a little hard for you to keep a track, especially when you never know which one will be useful in the story and which one is being used just as a mere plot device. This spends a lot of time of the reader establishing the world of the Valley of Fear, but at the same time takes away from the engaging pace of the novel. But for my final verdict on the novel, it definitely takes up a spot on my recommended shelf.